We Are the Lucky Ones is a registered 501c3 charitable organization. Our mission is to document and memorialize the fan experience during live music events. We accomplish this mission in several ways: writing show recaps, interviewing fans at shows, and hosting a podcast, giving fans an opportunity to share their stories and get nerdy. We rely heavily on sponsors and donors. If you are interested in contributing, please visit our website, www.wearetheluckyones.org, or send us an email at watlopodcast@gmail.com. Before we get started with this episode of We Are the Lucky Ones podcast, let's give a shout out to a few of our sponsors. Thank you to Simpson Yancey Law, Letter 9, and Magic Embroidery. You helped us get off the ground, and we are eternally grateful. Now enjoy your show. We are going to hear from our guest experience about what it was like catching an FTP, which song, show, and venue came along with it, as well as all the emotions, stories, and feelings. All right, Danny, why don't we hear your favorite first time played next?
All right. So I chose for my first time played Cortez the Killer from UIC Pavilion, Chicago. It was a Halloween show. It was 10/31/01. And it was my first Halloween show. And I just got into the band the year prior. So I was introduced to them and their music in 2000 and was just completely taken in by it. It definitely pulled me in. And by the time I hit this Halloween show, I was just 100% all in. I was like, I just wanted to go see Widespread Panic as many times as I possibly could. I was a young kid at the time, and they just were by far at this time my favorite band ever. And I chose Cortez the Killer for a few reasons. First off, it was the song placement in the set list was absolutely perfect. It just really captivated the entire building. Every single person in that place, like nobody was talking. It didn't seem like at all. Everybody was paying complete attention to the band, and it was my favorite Neil Young song. And I'm a big Neil Young fan. I grew up with him as a little boy. My dad loves Neil Young. We would sing Neil Young together, and Cortez the Killer was my favorite song by him. And so I had no idea what Panic Halloween shows were like at that time either. So walking into that building for my first Panic show, a Halloween show, was out of control. I was standing like next to a 7-foot Gumby that was dressed up in this tall thin man dressed up in a Gumby outfit, and all the people around me like raging, and I was just like, it was just complete system overload. And that show happened to just that second set of that show just happened to be so, I mean, it's just still to this day my favorite set. Opener Coconuts and then Joe's Garage, Wild Thing, Joe's Garage, Ball of Confusion, all with the Dirty Dozen brass band. And then the Dirty Dozen walks up. Yeah. And so the Dirty Dozen walks off stage and Panic goes into drums and bass. And out of drums and bass, they dropped their first Cortez the Killer. And this was without no Jerry Joseph. It was just the six-headed monster. And if you revisit it, I always recommend to listen to the drums and bass first, but just listen to the whole set because that set's ridiculous. And listen to that drums and bass and going into Cortez, and the way that Mikey busts into that song is just so beautiful. And then JoJo comes in, and then JB comes out, and it's like he like harnessed like the energy of Neil Young. It was just like standing there fifth row. I was like fifth row center, and on the floor, and I was just standing there watching these guys play this version of Cortez, and it was just, I'm sure my jaw was on the floor the whole time. I couldn't even tell you because it's just such a face melter. And the energy in that building was just so incredible because it was the first song of the set the band was playing without the Dirty Dozen, and it was just them. And it felt very serious when you were watching it. It was just so professional and so well done. You could hear all six members all at the same time, which I always loved. From back in that band, that particular band, you could hear everybody all at the same time, and they were mixed so well. and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was quiet, and I'm sure it was pretty dusty room, I think. But then coming out of that, they busted into an 8 Life Grand, and still to this day, that opening Mikey Corden, that song right out of Cortez, it like the entire building felt like a giant bell. It just rang so loud, and it turned into a go nuts kind of concert. And I love Chicago and had some good friends. And I always try to take a Panic version with me. So I brought my buddy Ryan to his first show, and he just could not believe it. And so the whole thing, the entire thing was just so wonderful. And I just felt so lucky to be a part of it. And
Okay,
I
so
just
when we
want to
were
say
talking
thank you.
yesterday, you mentioned how you got your tickets. And as a young Panic fan who has only purchased tickets either at the box office or online, this thing called the internet, I was hoping you would explain how you procured these tickets.
So I'll put my old man glasses on here. So us old guys back in the 90s, and that was 2001. You got tickets. You had to go to a local mall or a grocery store, and you waited in line. And it was just I still miss doing it because there's a camaraderie there. It's like showing up to like a sticker con or something, and everybody's there for the same thing, and you're sitting there pass, passing around, you know, your occasional liquor or beers, and people were sharing bowls and stuff, and you're sitting there waiting in line and like 6 in the morning, and everybody handed out tickets, and you just did a lottery, and they would draw the ticket number, and then that was the first person in line. They'd celebrate really loud, and then the line would reshuffle, and that person that was first got to go to the front, and the line snaked, and then that reorganization, that was the line in order. And so that's how we got tickets for those shows. I was
And
at
where, what was it called?
a Yonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I've
don't
heard
know if it's
Yonkers, I've
even,
heard Sears. Yeah,
yeah.
I've heard some
Yeah,
old.
no, yeah, in Denver, when I grew up in Littleton, we went to May D and F at the South Glen Mall, which has since been torn down, but it was like way in the back of like the women's apparel. Like I'm not kidding. Like you had to go through all the women's apparel, and then there's like the fitting rooms, and then there's this other random unmarked door. You had to walk through there and down this little hallway and turn the corner, and there was just like a little desk back there. And
Yeah.
sometimes someone was there, but there was a computer. Sometimes there was no one there. I mean, it was so random.
I always
That's how you
felt
got tickets to
bad.
go see the Grateful Dead when they came to McNichols Arena, which has also
Awesome.
since been torn down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
I always
was.
felt really bad for the workers because you had these rabid Panic fans, right? In
Yeah,
this line.
right, you'd see
And,
them.
and these like these two workers with this is 2001, so they're on just the jankiest, slowest plug-in Ethernet like desktop computers, and everybody's like, come on, we got to keep going,
Yeah.
keep going. And these ladies are just going nuts, just printing out tickets and printing out tickets. Looking back, we should have brought them like lunch or something, like at the
Yeah.
end of their shift.
Some of
It
the
was fun though.
booze in the bowls, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, man. I mean, at the end of that shift, I'd probably take one or the other or both myself. So I wouldn't blame them.
That's so funny. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Okay, so real quick, let's do some Cortez the Killer stats. So, like you said, originally released by Neil Young in 1975. It was the only Joe's Garage and the only Love for Sale. As we see on Halloween shows, they tend to launch these songs that we only hear once. But Ball of Confusion and Wild Thing, those were huge last time played gaps. Cortez the Killer's only been played 7 total times. So only 3 times with Mikey and only once with Mikey without Jerry Joseph, which is this version we're about to listen to.
This is it.
While we're introducing, let's thank Dave Friedman and Will Craig for the taping of this show, without which we would have no audio. Thank a taper.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can hear you hollering, Danny.
That might be probably a taper being like, quiet down. Drop this intro right here. It's so good.
So elegant.
I love when JB is Neil Young. Yeah.
Yeah, he crushes it, man. Thanks for that, Davey.
Yeah, the hardest part is cutting it off. But
Right.
yeah.
Well, the good
If
news
you're
is
listening, you
listeners
can
at
go
home
listen.
can, those of folks watching the podcast, thank you for checking it out. And you can obviously just find all of these tracks and give it a full listen after you finish the episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend turning it up really loud too. Just louder the better with my panic.
Make
I
sure
tell
the
you what.
neighbors can hear it. I remember let me just go a little bit in the Halloween phase, because that was in New Orleans. I want to say pre-COVID-19.
No,
was it?
2021.
It was after, right after
At the Virgin, wasn't it? Wasn't that at the Virgin?
No, it was in New Orleans, I believe.
Oh, it was okay. So
Yeah.
obviously
So-
Vegas.
And
Yeah,
and
okay.
you know how when like these new songs are coming out, no, everybody's looking around like, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I don't know what it is. Some people even try Googling lyrics and stuff. But I remember when he said fried chicken thighs in Halloween Face, I go, oh, this is original. I was like, JB wrote this song. There's no doubt in my mind JB wrote this song.
I always
Yeah.
thought it'd be great if Panic if they dropped it just a full chicken set, because I think they could do like a 9 or 10 song just chicken set. Already Fried, 10 Blues, Halloween Face, wherever they're referencing chickens.
Expiration Day.
Oh
yeah, exactly. A full chicken set would be awesome.
I mean, bring back Already Fried. I don't know why Already Fried has to be on the shelf. I mean,
it's such a groovy tune.
Maybe
I just hope
Halloween, it'll be like all chicken themed.
That would be awesome.
Well, all
Because
be
they even did,
farmers.
because that Halloween in New Orleans when they had George Porter and out and stuff, Ivan Neville, the schools came out in the chef's costume and they played Chicken Strut instead of Sissy Strut. Yeah. They
Oh
played
no,
Chicken
that
Strut.
was 2019.
Yeah,
That was
19.
the Andy.
Yeah,
That
and then
was
he
the
had the
Andy
rubber
Kaufman
chicken.
set.
Yeah, he played the rubber chicken.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
rubber
was
chicken.
there for that one. That
I
was
get
with
those
Mike
two
Mil-
conflated
Danny, we
all
were
the
next to
time.
each other.
They just like
Yes.
those two run together in my brain a lot, and I have a really good memory, and it's really hard to separate them.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna bring us home.
do it.
All right, so I had a hard time picking because I had like a few, but because the name of our 501c3 nonprofit is We Are the Lucky Ones, I'm gonna go with Trashy. So I'm gonna set the stage. Red Rocks 2021, the first Red Rocks run since COVID, and it torrentially downpoured the entire time. To the point, I mean, night one, they ended early. They barely did a separate because it was like so horrible and torturous. So by night 3, which is this one, my strategy was to eat a sizable dose of mushrooms. And I dialed into somebody on the stage because I knew in the first song that they were doing a tribute to Bloodkin. I just could tell.
Yeah.
And a tribute to Danny Hutchins, who had just passed away. And so, it's probably during Wet Trombone Blues, which is the second song. I was like, I know what's happening, Then comes Trashy, which is the 6th song of the set. and I had never heard this song before in my life and was like singing along with JB. And even my friends who I was with were like, how do you know these words? Like the line that says one man's trash is another man's roller coaster, I like sung with JB. It was very bizarre. It's probably the only time in my life where that's happened with this band, where like I was dialed in, probably to John Bell himself. But something about that song of like painting this picture of just like kind of this normal, mundane life of like, I got to cut my yard, you know, I got my guitars, I got my trucks, I have everything I need. We're the lucky ones. Like, we're so lucky because I think that's kind of how I've tried to live my life of like, the little things make us feel very lucky. So that was the inspiration for coming up with the name of this podcast. And so I figured that would be my first time played song, even though I also really wanted to talk about Dear Prudence in Vegas 2022.
Oh.
But that's okay. We'll play Trashy. There you go.
Couldn't be much more Danny Hutchins.
I know.
That's it in a nutshell. It's
and then they
I
played
love
the
intro,
first verse
too.
he trained to Bogart 2 songs later.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
that whole set I love. Like,
First
Me
of two
too.
total, right?
yeah.
I like how JB introduced Trashy. He said, "This is a new song. It's called Trashy." He said it like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, of course it is. Let's go.
If
You
you're a
know?
Nug subscriber, that actually happens at the end of the track before it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, I get it. Little jumble.
Little
Yeah,
jumble.
that song has turned into a polished one too. I mean,
It's
you were,
psychedelic.
Danny, I know you were in Nashville, and that one with what's his name? Cosmic Country guy.
Yeah,
Donato.
Daniel Donato.
Daniel Donato,
yeah.
yeah. That Trashy with Daniel Donato is phenomenal. Like,
Oh my
that
God.
was unreal.
They're all getting so like big and
Yeah.
expansive. So
Yeah, they're all the new songs are clocking in now. It seems like right around 10 minutes. Like doing the recaps every time I like look at and break down one of these songs since Red Rocks this year, most of them have been right around 9, 10, 11 minutes.
yeah.
Having fun with
So
that.
Trashy's
down
been played 31 times since that one in 2021. And the longest show gap since its debut is 11. So they like that one.
That's in there. That's in there.
It's in there.
That's in there.
All the new songs are. I mean, that's how it goes. When Dirty Side Down came out, they were pumping those songs constantly. I mean, it's just that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I
Yeah,
remember
you know,
they
I'm
had
here for it.
the other version of Visiting Day on Dirty Side Down, and then
Yeah,
they slowly
totally.
went back to it like live. It was like, what? Figure it out, guys. Figure it out.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I mean, it's just like Action Man. It's an old tune, but like it was instrumental at first, and so they've been kind of like they've like metamorphosis of tunes has always kind of been their MO.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
I love that. I
Like,
mean, that's why you keep going. And like,
I feel like
I
Visiting
don't
Day
know.
had like a McConnell version and then like a Herring version. And
Yeah.
then the
yeah,
one on the, they kind of rebuilt the song for Herring to have his version on Dirty Side Down. But then JoJo changed the lyrics around.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, for them, think about how many times they play these songs. It must be kind of nice to be able to like, you know what? I'm just gonna write new
Yeah.
words to this.
oh my gosh, dude! Like just to be creative as musicians, you know.
Yeah. Well, on
That's
visiting day, I just fact checked myself because I remember this being true, but it was first played in 2000 and didn't come out on an album till 2010. So they
Yeah.
had 10 years of playing it. And didn't you say Bust It Big has never been released on an album?
No. Yeah. It's never
just
been
a
recorded.
live, just a live album, just on
Okay. There's no
the
studio
Dirty
version.
Dozen album with George. I think it's on that one. But besides live, not studio for sure.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
so
think,
interesting. Yeah.
songs like Tie Your Shoes hasn't ever been cut, stuff like
Yeah.
that. It haven't been put on actual records, but we love them every time they come out.
Ah,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they did. That'd be
Right?
cool. A studio version sounds pretty sweet.
I know. Well, and I love like this whole topic of first time played really to me is a story of the evolution. I know like the other two songs have only been played 3 times or like 7 times or whatever it was, but when you catch a first time played like Halloween Face and then you watch it evolve over time or Trashy or Honky Red and it's like the evolution of it. I think it's so fun to go back to that first time played and hear it in that
Yeah,
state that they were in of like we've never played this live before, which is nerve-wracking even if you're a rock star. And now to see it's 30 something time Honky Red, the next Honky Red will be its 88th time, like that's a lot of times playing that song.
yeah, it is styled.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
Thank you
Danny.
for having us.
It's great to meet you guys too, Jaime and Jeff.
This has been a production of We Are the Lucky Ones, a 501c3 nonprofit organization built by fans and built for fans. Keep on keeping on, take care of each other out there, and we'll see you at the show.